Great pickup right here. This is Augustinus Bader AB. It's the scalp treatment. I got this at Ross for $8 and I just sold it for, I think, 25 bucks. I don't know. I can't remember, but I'll put the comp up on the screen and you guys will see. I sold this vintage 8-track storage case for $20 plus shipping. I actually got this off of First Class Treasures for $2 from the Rad Picker. I was just in a live show. Scott Gillis, the Rad Picker, he was selling off a ton of stuff. I was able to catch everyone sleeping. I bought this for $2. It sold in 4 days for $20 plus shipping. I listed it for $25 and accepted an offer. It's the Music Mate cassette individual unit holder, 8-track. So, good stuff. I also picked this camera up on First Class Treasures from Rad the Picker. He sold this to me for just $3 plus $2 in shipping, so $5. And just sold for this price on screen. I already forgot, but decent profit. Sold in under a week. I picked up this Sony Walkman at an estate sale for like 75 cents, along with a few other goodies. This was only listed for about 5 days. I don't know why I say about all the time. It was listed for 5 days, and it sold for $35 plus shipping. All right, guys, not all Warby Parkers are created equally. These are some really nice ones. It's the Warby Parker Ghostly, very sought after and hard to get model. I'm not sure if it's some sort of collaboration with another company or a movie or something like that, but those sold for $85 plus shipping, frames only. This isn't going to be the best recording job, but it's right here. We sold this VCR player. It's a Mitsubishi HSU 440. With the remote, it only sold for $40 plus shipping, sold in under a month. Typically, these things go for more money, but every once in a while, you'll just come across a model number that isn't as valuable. But still, got this for $7 at a thrift store. Awesome profit. If you guys have been following me on J-Ride Picks on YouTube, it's my other channel where I go thrifting, yard sales, and even open up some mystery boxes. You'll see that I've been picking up a lot of these CAS units lately. I've never really found them until now. But this sold for, I think, $30 plus shipping. Got it at a thrift store for $3 and it sold in under a month. Sold an Xbox 360 remote control. This one is the silver chrome edition, so it sold much quicker and for a little bit more money. Sold for $25 plus shipping. I got this at a thrift store for $5 and it sold in under a week. It is spring, so we are selling a ton of sandals and flip-flops. I got these Reefs at the Goodwill bins. They are ultra light, so I probably paid about 65 cents for them. And they sold for $15 plus shipping in under a month. I also grabbed this Michael Kors wallet from Shane Soda City Flips. Once again, I bought this on First Class Treasures for $3 plus $1 shipping, so I'm $4 into it. Not the biggest profit, but I sold this on Poshmark for $15. I think I made about $7 off of this, so more than doubled my money. And yeah, if you guys haven't checked out First Class Treasures yet, shameless plug, it is an amazing, incredible place to source, as you guys are seeing here. Got another First Class Treasures purchased here. This one sold for $20 plus shipping. It's a vintage 1986 Transformers car. Big shout out to CW Collectibles, who has done Twitch and YouTube in the past. I don't think he currently has a YouTube channel, but this is me calling you out and encourage you to start it back up. Really great seller here, always has really good vintage toys that he gets while sourcing, and he's been selling off a ton of his personal collection. He has a ton of really good Masters of the Universe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, ton of good stuff. Got this for $2. Bought it for $2 off of him on First Class Treasures. Sold it for $20 plus shipping. This was only listed for 2 days. So if you guys can't tell, First Class Treasures is an amazing place to source for resellers. The majority of you guys watching this channel, heading into these live streams and finding items for $2 to $5 and selling them for $20 to $30 is a fantastic business model. I have an announcement that today, Monday, if you're watching this at 6 p.m., one of our top sellers, WS&C Collectibles, will be giving away a PlayStation 3 with 2 controllers and a few video games and the power cord ready to plug and play. So if you guys are interested in that, click the first link in the description below. Make sure you're in that live. You'll be able to enter the giveaway and it will be shipped to you absolutely free, whether you buy something or not. And then I would love if you stuck around for the rest of the night. We're going to be having other shows going and people will be selling a ton of items. Again, it's a perfect place to source, to resell on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And it's an amazing place to collect if you like vintage toys, coins, pocket knives, antiques, glass, a ton of that stuff. So again, 6 p.m. Eastern today, Monday, if you're watching this on the first day. If you're watching this after, still definitely join the platform. It's absolutely free. We do giveaways and sales like this all the time. You guys aren't going to want to miss out. It is Tuesday, April 11th. We had 22 sales yesterday, April 10th, on our various platforms. Let me show you the majority of them. First up is this Dyson head brush. I am constantly buying the stick vacuums and taking them apart. I got this stick vacuum for $10. And we pulled this, the wand, and the motor head off of it. So 3 pieces. So we'll say my cost of goods is $3.33 into this. This took over 4 months to sell. It's a lot slower for some reason. As you guys saw in my last video on J-Ride Picks, I found a box of old vintage cars for $12. This was one of them in it. I sold it for $30 plus shipping. I had it listed for 40 bucks. And someone sent me, honestly, a fairly rude message saying how horrible the condition was on it and that they would only pay $30 for it. And I thought $30 was a great offer, so I swallowed my pride and I accepted it, and we'll send this out. It cost me probably 25 cents. Per usual, I won't bore you with all of the eyeglass and sunglass frame sales we got today and yesterday. I'll just be showing you this one and then letting you know that we sold 7 yesterday. We usually sell anywhere between 6 and 12 every single day. These were Imperio Armani's, got them for $1. They sold for that price. These ones, $22.60, were probably listed for about 2 months. I got this belt buckle at an estate sale for $5. It's a Montana Silversmith, really great belt buckle here. It was only $5, like I said. Brinley almost listed this for $15. She does all of the listings for the business now, and she drafted it at $15. I noticed it before it went live, and I changed it to $45. And then someone sent this offer, and I accepted it. Forgot to mention, it sold within a couple hours of listing it. I grabbed these Nike golf shoes for just $2 on a Facebook bulk buyout deal. They sold for $17.50 plus a ton in shipping, so they basically sold for $25 plus shipping. Only had $2 into them, and they took about 3 months to sell. I got this big stack of anime comics and books, plus tons more that I haven't processed yet, off of an eBay estate sale listing. I got a ton of these, probably 100 pieces for 80 bucks plus shipping. And this sold for $20 plus shipping. I had it listed for, I believe, 3 weeks. This is a first print of Akira. Really good condition, and I have like 7 more of these, so good stuff. I got this Mario Party 6 on the second day of an estate sale for 50% off. It was $20, got it for 10 bucks. I listed it for $40 plus shipping, and I got an offer for $35, and I sold it, and it was listed for about 2 hours. I got this Cross 10K karat gold filled pen at an estate sale for about 50 cents. Listed it for $20, and I accepted an offer for $15 plus shipping. This was listed for under a week. I bought a lot of small figures off of First Class Treasures for, I believe, $3 plus $2 in shipping, so $5. This was in there. It came with like 11 pieces that we listed individually, so I'll say this cost of goods is about 45 cents. Sold for $11 plus shipping, and this was listed for under a week. Got an AirPods Pros case. This has come down in value recently. I only got $23 plus shipping for it, but I'm only about $3.50 into it for my cost of goods. This took a minute. I usually have several dozen listed at a time. That one probably took about 4 months to sell. I said I wasn't going to show you guys too many more eyeglasses and sunglasses, but I got to show you these Serengetis. They're not even in the greatest condition, but they are very nice and vintage. Hard to find model. So they sold for $71 plus shipping on eBay. 26.23. These were listed for about 2 months. I got this Nixon watch at a Savers for $5. It sold for $20 plus shipping. It was listed for 2 weeks. We also sold this Mario Super Sluggers game. I can't remember where I got this one, but we sold it for $30 plus shipping, and it sold the day it was listed. I received Actually, it was sold the next day after listing. We listed it for $29.87. Got an offer for $22.50. I responded with $24.87. And then before they had the chance to accept that, someone bought it for full price for $29.87 plus shipping. I got this camera at a thrift store for $45. It also included a lens that I already sold for $70. This ended up not working. It doesn't power on. So I listed it for $89.87 plus shipping. 4 parts broken, not working or turning on. And it still sold in under an hour for full listing price. Sold this Thor action figure for $10 plus shipping. Had it listed for $12.87. And it sold in about 2 weeks. Again, I got this off of First Class Treasures. I believe I paid $3 plus $1 in shipping for this one. So not the biggest profit, only made about $4 or $5. But if you do that multiple times per day, over multiple times per year, it's definitely good. I also sold this Microsoft computer mouse for $10 plus shipping. This one I only got for $1 though, so the profit is even a tad bit better. This took like 4 months to sell. We also sold this Pioneer receiver remote for just over $12. Got this with like 3 others at a yard sale, honestly just over a year ago for 50 cents each. They all sold about 3 months apart from each other, so I had exactly that 90-day sell-through rate for 3 of them. Sold these pair of shoes here. They are brand new with tag, and they are Nightmare Before Christmas. I also got these off of First Class Treasures from my podcast co-host Shane, Soda City Flips. If you guys haven't checked out Soda City Flips here on YouTube yet, definitely check him out. These sold for $20 plus shipping. Got them for $4, and they took just over a month to sell. I sold this little car part here. It's to a Harley Sportster Evolution 1200. Got this at a estate sale for $2, and it sold the day I listed it for the price on the screen. Not a bad flip ski. Sold this mixer here. Got it at a thrift store for $12. I'd never seen it before. It's called the Thrit Top. There was one sold for $75 that had just the stand and bowl with no lid or attachments. So I listed this for $109 plus shipping. It was listed for just under 2 weeks when someone offered me $75 for it, and I took it. I sold these vintage 1950s gold tone American Optical Pilot glass frames. It's very important that I say gold tone because I have sold gold filled 110 14 karat gold ones for $300. These actually sold for $60. They got returned to me because part of this nose pad got chipped off. Not sure if you guys can see it. Not sure if that happened during shipping or if the customer did that, but they returned it to me. I got it back in this condition and I listed it for $50. Someone set an offer for $40 and I accepted it. I sold 2 Iron Man watches. I'll just put them both up on screen here. They sold to the same buyer for $10 and $14 each. I had them listed for $25 and $19. They both were listed for more than 90 days, so they were both marked down by 15%. And once they were marked down, someone sent an additional offer for a little bit of money off, and I just accepted on both of them. I've talked a lot about just different power cords on the channel a lot. This one is no different. It's just has a really weird head. If it has a weird male head part, those are the ones that I look for because they can't really be replaced by Chinese cords. So I grabbed this, looked it up. Looks like it sold for $21. It was in my store for over 90 days at $24.87. After 90 days, we put it 15% off, and then it sold for that full 15% off asking price of $21.14 or something. Another super quick sell here. I got this Minolta at a estate sale for $5. It sold the day it was listed for the price on screen. Very quick flip. Always looking for cameras. Sold this CD for $12.50 plus shipping. This one was listed for over 100 days. I actually got this from NPS. It's a store called Nice Place to Save. I think it's only in Utah. It is not a nice place to save. They charge very high for their items there. But every once in a while, I'll find a few items in the media section. So grabbed this with a couple other new CDs. They were all $2 each. Sold it for $12.50. This is a flip that I wouldn't do again, but I'm happy to see these go. I got these 3 lip gloss, baby gloss by Makeup Revolution. I got them each for 50 cents at Walmart over a year ago. These finally sold for $10 plus shipping for all three of them. So I turned $1.50 into $10 plus shipping, but it took over a year to do so. Sold another one of these J. Carlton figures. I found 6 of them for just 10 bucks at a thrift store. I sold off 3 other ones for $50, $60, and $80. They were more highly sought after ones, and they sold the week I listed them. This guy has been listed for 3 months, and it sold for $25 plus shipping. Golf clubs and baseball bats are really starting to move as it's warming up. We've got this Cleveland 56 gap wedge here. It was the 50th anniversary Brian Nelson. I listed it for $40. It's been listed for 5 months. Someone offered me a $30 offer, and we took it, plus shipping, of course. Picked up this Yamaha remote and a receiver at the same time. I sold the receiver separately for $400, and then I listed this remote for $60. It ended up sitting a long time, like 5 months. I guess I just listed it a bit too high. Someone finally offered me $20, and I went back and forth with them, and they got up to $30, and I accepted it at 30 bucks. My cost of goods into this is under $1 for sure, so 1 into 30 is definitely great. Here's another weird battery charger. I think this is for a wheelchair or recliner, something like that. Sold for $37 plus shipping on Poshmark of all places. I got this for $2 at a thrift store, and it took 3 months to sell. We sold a ton of shoes on Poshmark over the weekend. Let me show you guys here. We got a pair of Brooks. These are some Uggs. All of these went for super low dollar, less than I'm used to getting, but I'm just trying to clear a bunch of stuff out, so I'm okay with all sales. Birkenstocks. We had a guy bought 3 different pairs of Cole Haans. Another one right here. Got some Chacos there. So a ton of different shoes. I'll be putting them all up on screen. Also picked up this Volume Petite. It sold for $40 on Poshmark the day it was listed. Sold extremely fast, and I was able to find one more of these slightly bigger and in blue. That is listed for $50 and should sell quick as well. Got another First Class Treasures purchased here. Again, this one is from CW Collectibles. I got this for $5 plus $2 in shipping. 7 bucks. Sold for $25 plus shipping on Mercari and took under 2 weeks to sell. Sold this JVC DVD VCR combo player. I also got this at that same estate sale as the Minolta camera. This was also $5. Tested it and it works great. This only sold for $30 plus shipping. Typically, DVD VCR combo players go for much more than that. But JVC, this particular model didn't go for too much, but 5 into 30 plus shipping is great. We also sold this Dyson V7 Motorhead wand. It's pink, magenta, whatever color you guys want to call it. You guys know how I do these. I buy Dysons, I break them down, I sell parts. This sold for $14 plus shipping. This took 6 months to sell, but it was worth the wait because I got it for $1 at a thrift store, and it just sold on Mercari for over 20 bucks. I think it was 27, right? I'll put the comp on the screen. I already forgot it. But yeah, definitely worth it. This is to a Sony Alpha. Nice camera, nice little case here. Sold pretty slow, but for great profit. I'm going to start regularly doing these videos again. I haven't done them in a while because my wife gets up before I do and ships all of the items out before I have a chance to record them. That is an awesome blessing. But now she just recently picked up a new client that she trains on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5 a.m. and she doesn't get home until about 8 a.m. So I'm already up before 8 a.m. So on those days, I will be recording all of these items that we are selling. So I'm excited to get these videos out to you guys a little more frequently. Also, if you haven't checked out First Class Treasures, first link in the description, why not head over there, win yourself a PS3, and be able to source a ton of these items that I am grabbing and selling them on eBay yourself. See you guys there. I'd love it if you would join.